Aloha, this is Emily in beautiful Kauai on International Yoga Day. Thank you for joining me today with my practice. We're going to do a Baptiste power yoga to welcome this beautiful day that we've been given.
Join me on your mat in child's pose and take a few breaths here, in through your nose and out through your nose, and fuel up for the day on your breath. This is going to be a quick-paced class. One movement, one breath. Here we go. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Big breath in, big breath out. Come to the front of your mat. Ragdoll. And we'll take a moment here. You can sway. You could be easy with yourself just for a moment. And then bend your knees and roll up, reach up, stretch, and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, plank pose, chaturanga, cobra. Downward facing dog. Look between your hands, come to the front, halfway lift, fold in, inhale to reach up, rise up to the sun. Exhale to fold forward. Halfway lift, plank pose, chaturanga, cobra. Downward facing dog. Big breath in and out. Hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, fold in, reach up, way up, stretch, and fold forward. Halfway lift, plank pose, chaturanga, cobra. Downward facing dog. For one breath, and then again, come to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, fold in, reach up both sides, stretch up, and fold forward. Halfway lift, plank pose, chaturanga, cobra. Downward facing dog. And come to the front of your mat, halfway lift, fold in, reach up to the sun, and fold forward all the way down. Halfway lift, plank pose, chaturanga, cobra. Downward facing dog. Breathe, breathe. Maybe get some motion through your hips. Take a moment. And then come to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, fold in, chair pose, sit back. Reach up with your heart, reach up. Big breath in and then fold forward. Halfway lift, plank pose, chaturanga, cobra. Downward facing dog. Take your right foot way up high, stretch, and then step through warrior one. Press through your feet, lift through your heart up to the sky. And then plank pose, chaturanga, cobra. Downward facing dog. Left foot high, stretch it way up, and then step through warrior one. Press through your feet, lift through your heart, reach for the sky with a big breath in and out. Plank pose, chaturanga, cobra. Downward facing dog. Look between your hands, come to the front. Halfway lift, fold in, chair pose, sit back, sit low, and then fold forward. Halfway lift, plank pose, chaturanga, cobra. Downward facing dog, right foot high, warrior one. for one big breath in, plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog, left side high, warrior one, reach up, stretch, and then plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog. Look between your hands, come to the front, halfway lift, fold in, chair pose, sit low for one big breath, and then fold forward, halfway lift, plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog, right foot high, step it through, warrior one for one big full breath, get right to it, then plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog, left side foot high and step through, plant your warrior and rise up for one big breath, then plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog. Look between your hands, come to the front, halfway lift, fold in, chair pose for one big breath, and then fold forward, halfway lift, plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog, right foot high, warrior one. Get right there, take a big breath, and then keep moving, plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog, left side, step right into your warrior one, reach up, open up, breathe, and move to plank, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog. Look between your hands, come to the front, halfway lift, fold in, chair pose, sit back, and fold forward. Halfway lift, plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog. Take your right foot up high, warrior one. You know what to do, keep moving. Plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog, left side foot high, step it through, warrior one, reach for it, and then move to plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog. Look between your hands, come to the front, halfway lift, fold in, chair pose, big breath in and then fold forward, halfway lift, plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog. Take your right foot up high, bend your knee, open your hip, and maybe flip your dog. Reach your heart up, way up, open up, and then carefully bring it back. Switch hands, side plank. Make something new with your side plank on this new day, and then plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog. Take your left foot up, bend your knee, open your hip, and maybe even flip your dog and lift your heart. Bring it back mindfully, switch hands, side plank. Make something new of this new day here in side plank. And then plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog, big breath. Breathe. And then come to the front of your mat, halfway lift, fold in, chair pose, sit back, fold forward, halfway lift, plank pose, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog. Take your right foot up high and step it through to crescent lunge. So now your back heel is lifted. Push through your back foot. Lift your heart up. And then bring your hands to your heart center and twist. See if you can hook your elbow to your knee. And be brave in this new day. Look up to the light. Mindfully bring it back. Warrior 2. Exalted warrior. Side angle pose, elbow to knee, and stretch the open side and rotate your heart up to the sky. And then bring both hands down, lizard, lean in, get low. Find a stretch through your hips to open up your energy. Press back up on your hands. The hand closest to your front knee reaches back, and maybe there's an ankle back there. And it doesn't matter if there is or not. You can still look up, open up. And then carefully bring it back. Lift your back knee, plank pose. Chaturanga, cobra. Downward facing dog. Left side, take your foot up high. Crescent lunge. Find your balance, find your strength. Open up. And then bring your hands to your heart and twist. Hook your elbow to your knee. And be brave. Look up for the light. Bring it back carefully and go to warrior 2. Exalted warrior. Side angle pose, elbow to knee, stretch the open side, rotate upward to the sky, look up. Find a nice opening stretch here. And then lizard, both hands down, back knee down, lean into your hip. Open up your energy for this brand new day. Press back up on your hands. The hand closest to your front knee reaches back. And maybe you catch your ankle or maybe not. It doesn't matter about your foot. Look up, open up your heart. And then make your way back. Lift your back knee up. Plank pose. Chaturanga, cobra. Downward facing dog. Look between your hands. Come to the front. Halfway lift. Fold in, chair pose. Hands to heart, twist. Hook one elbow to your knee and look up, look up. Back to center. Other side. Back to center. Yogi toe lock. Take your peace fingers, grab your big toes. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, pull your arms. Drop your head lower, lower. Gorilla, bring your whole hand under your foot. Try to get a stretch through your wrist. Crow, come to squat and maybe stay in squat today. Or if you'd like to practice crow, you can bring your hands down to the mat. Bring your knees on your upper arm bones, look forward, and your toes should start to come up. Breathe here with steady balance for this new day. And then land in squat, hands to heart. Jump back to plank, chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog. Look between your hands, come to the front. Halfway lift, fold in, reach up, rise up, stretch way up. Mountain pose. Check your feet, make sure they're parallel. Engage your legs, engage your core. Eagle. Wrap your right leg over, right arm under. And then switch sides. Left leg over, left arm under. And then switch. right leg over. And then switch left leg over. Mountain pose, stand tall. Dancer, take your right foot back behind you, grab it with your right hand, and then press your back foot up to the sky. Bring your knee forward up in front and extend through your heel. Breathe here and then lower it down. Other side, dancer, take your left foot behind you with your left hand and press that foot up to the sky. Set your eyes on one spot for balance. And then bring that knee up in front and extend through your heel. Breathe here, lift your core up. And then lower that foot back down to the ground. And we'll take big toe pose. So take your peace fingers, grab your big toe, and extend your leg a little or a lot out in front. Then take it out to the side. Bring it back. Airplane, take that foot straight back behind you, push through your heel. Half moon, take your left hand down to the ground or a block. And maybe try to grab that ankle in the sky. Bend your bottom knee and rise up to dancer pose. Bring your knee now up in front. Extend through your heel, breathe, and lower it down. Really good. Shake it out, a little hula here in Hawaii. Other side. Big toe pose. Take your left hand to your foot and extend a little or a lot. Open it out to the side. Bring your foot back to the center. Airplane, take that foot straight back behind you, push through your heel. Half moon, take your right hand down to the ground or a block. And maybe try to grab that ankle in the sky. And then maybe bend that bottom knee and rise up to dancer. It's hard. Nice. Bring that knee up in front. Extend through your heel. Lift your core, breathe, and lower it down. Good. Tree pose. Tree pose. Reach up, open up. And then come back down through the center. Tree pose, other side. Reach up, open up. And then come back through center, all the way down. Tree pose, other side. And one more time, tree pose, left side. Come back through center. Make your way to mountain pose. Stand up tall, roll your shoulders back, and take 2 full body breaths here, greeting this new day with power and peace. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, fold forward. Halfway lift, plank pose, chaturanga. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Take your right foot up high and step all the way through to Warrior 2. Exalted Warrior. Triangle pose, both legs straight. Land on your leg and look up. Rotate your heart up. Power through the back foot. Rise up to standing. Interlace your hands behind your back. Lift your heart up. Pyramid. Fold over your front leg. And then you can take both hands down to the ground if you'd like. Drop your head down, walk your hands between your feet for wide leg fold. You can place your hands wherever it's comfortable for you. Find length in your spine here. Let your big head pull your spine longer. And then walk your hands to the front of your mat, pyramid. You can adjust your feet. Revolving triangle. Take your right arm up, look up. Pyramid. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Take your left foot up high and step all the way through to Warrior 2. Exalted Warrior. Triangle pose. Land on your leg and look up, open up to this brand new day. And then power through the back foot to rise up to standing. Drop your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, turn to the front. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, pyramid pose. Fold over your front leg. Bring your hands down to the mat. Walk your hands between your feet. Wide leg fold. Adjust your feet. Let your head hang down to pull your spine. And breathe here. And then walk your hands back to the front of your mat. Pyramid. Revolving triangle. Take your left arm up. Twist. Be brave. Look up. Pyramid. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Lay all the way down on your belly. And then lift up, locust, arms, shoulders, feet, legs, everything up, and then lower down. Inhale up, locust. Reach up, reach everything up. And then lower down. One more locust or floor bow. Grab your ankles, press your feet way up. And you might surf your breath a little here. That's good, compression. And then lower all the way down. Windshield wiper your feet side to side. Side to side. And then lift up to Cobra. And come up onto your knees. We'll set up for camel. Bring your hands to your lower back. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, press your hips forward. Stay right there. Or you could reach for your ankles. Heart lifted to the new day. Bring your hands to your back to come up. And we'll take one more just like that. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, press your hips forward and stay there. Or reach back. You might sweep one arm up and overhead. Maybe switch to the other one. Bring both hands to your back to come up. Child's pose. Rest all the way forward. Breathe here. And then make your way down to your back. We'll set up for bridge pose. So lay down on your back with your knees bent and your heels in close to your hips, arms by your sides. And inhale, lift up, way up. And then lower down. Inhale to lift up to bridge, way up. Lift your hips as high as you can. And lower down. Bridge or wheel, lift all the way up. Chakra asana. Chin to chest to lower down. Inhale to lift back up, bridge or wheel. Exhale to lower down. And again, lift up to wheel or bridge, chakra asana, chin to chest to lower down. And again, wheel, lift, breathe. Maybe bring one leg up and then take it back down all the way to the mat. You can shake your wrists if you like, and inhale, wheel, lift up. Other leg could go up or under. Bring it back down to the mat, chin to chest, lower down. Shake your wrists if you'd like. And we'll do one more wheel or bridge. Lift all the way up, way up. And maybe get a couple push-ups here and wheel to add an extra charge to your day. Yeah, chin to chest, lower down, butterfly. Toes together, knees wide. Breathe into your core. And then sit on your wrists and hands. Take your feet up to the sky and push through your heels. Lower one foot down to a hover off the earth and then switch. And then switch and keep switching. You could lift your head and shoulders up to get a little bit more core action out of this exercise.
Hi, sweetie, have a fun time, okay?
Keep switching back and forth. Find a rhythm that works with your breath. We're building core strength for your day right here, right now. All the other exercises led to this one right here. Good, and then head down, feet up. Zip your legs together. Lower both legs 30% of the way to the earth. And then 60%, lift your head and shoulders, and then to a hover. And then head down, feet to the sky. Lower 30%. 60%, lift your head and shoulders, lower your feet to a hover, and then head down, feet to the sky. Lower both legs 30%, 60%, lift your head and shoulders, lower your feet to a hover, and then head down. Release your arms and wrists, bend your knees, feet in line with your knees, interlace your hands behind your head. We're going to do some pulse crunches, so lift your head up and down, up and down, up and down. We're going for 20. Get as many as you can here. Keep your core drawn in tight. Move with your breath. We are building energy for this amazing day to see what you can do with it. 3, 2, 1, rest down, rest down. And now we'll do a set of oblique bicycle crunches. Interlace your hands behind your head and take opposite elbow to opposite knee. The other knee could extend and you can push through your heels of both feet as you go back and forth, elbow to knee, supercharging the day. Keep moving, keep breathing. 3, 2, 1, and then rest down, butterfly, breathe into your core. One of my favorite teachers, Thich Nhat Hanh, says, 24 brand new hours are before me. I vow to live fully in each moment, and to look at all beings with eyes of compassion. And then bring your knees up to neutral, hands behind your knees, and rock and roll. Forward, backwards, forward, backwards, forward, backwards, boat pose. Take your right hand to the balls of your feet, both feet. Reach back with the other arm, twisted boat. You could extend your legs a little or a lot. And then come back to center. Take the other hand to the bottom of your feet, twisted boat. Reach and extend. And then come back to center, boat pose. Low boat, high boat. Low boat, high boat. See how close you can get your face to your legs. Low boat, high boat. And then cross your legs like a ninja, downward facing dog. Frog pose, frog pose. Take your knees wide, turn your toes out. Breathe into finding that spot of tension, and with your exhale, soften it. Just a little bit, let go. And then straighten one leg, then the other. Bend your knees and windshield wiper your feet side to side, to side, to side. Peel up cobra. Pigeon, right leg forward. Rest in. And we'll take a few breaths here of gratitude. You have been gifted 24 hours. Breathe into being thankful for this awesome opportunity to live in this interesting, amazing world. And vow to live this day fully, completely, with each breath. Two more breaths here. And then press up on your hands. Reach for your back foot with the same hand, and maybe the front arm sweeps up and over or out, wherever you'd like it to go. Mermaid pose. Gently release that foot back down. And we'll switch sides. Pigeon with the left leg forward. Get there. Rest in. And breathe. One of my favorite teachers, Dr. Jane Goodall, has a quote. She says, "We have a choice to use the gift of our lives to make the world a better place. Let's use the energy we're building today to make the world a better place by celebrating this gift of a day we've been given." Take two more full, slow breaths here. And then press up on your hands and reach for your back foot. Same hand, same foot. If you can get it, pull it in. And maybe the front arm swings up and overhead, mermaid pose, or it can go out in front or stay grounded. Mindfully bring that back leg back down, swing it around the front, and we'll set up for double pigeon. So you can sit crisscross applesauce, or you can bring the top ankle on top of the other knee. You can ground down through earth. And then you can lean in if that seems like it would be healthy for you today. And then press back up, and we'll switch sides. So bring the other leg in front or on top for Sukhasana or double pigeon, ground down. And then if you'd like, you can fold in and take a couple of full, slow breaths here. And then come on back up, and we'll set up for seated tree. One leg bent, one leg straight. Inhale, lift your arms, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Move your heart toward your foot, but do your best to keep your back flat. It doesn't really matter about reaching your foot. It's about the stretch you can find when you keep your back flat. And then come on back up. Rotate your hips to be square over the bent knee. Inhale, lift your hand up. Exhale, reach sideways over the long leg. Ballet stretch. And then come on up, stargazer. Plant that hand behind you. Lift up on your knee. Open up through your heart and breathe. And come on down, and we'll switch sides. Seated tree with the other leg bent and the other leg straight. Inhale, reach up, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge at the hip with a flat back. Move your heart toward your foot. You don't have to reach your foot. Trying to reach it with your heart. And then come on up. Rotate your hips to be square over the bent knee. Take the same hand as the bent knee up and lean sideways over the long leg. Inhale to come up. Take that hand behind you, stargazer. Lift up on your knee. Open your heart up to the sky. And then come on back down. And we'll take staff pose. Sit upright on your sits bones. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Move your heart toward your feet. Do your best to keep your back flat. It's not necessary to reach your feet. Inhale to come up. We'll take reverse tabletop. Your fingers are pointed at your toes. Bend your knees. Lift your hips up. Find a stretch through your shoulders. And then come on back down, fish pose. Sit on your hands, rest back on your elbows. Inhale, lift your heart up. And exhale, you could drop your head back. That's okay with your neck. Breathe into this open-hearted gesture, greeting the day with love. Inhale to lift your head up. And then take your feet up and overhead, plow pose. Maybe you touch the ground behind you or a wall. It doesn't matter. You could bend your elbows and take shoulder stand by lifting one foot and the other foot. And you could even play here a little bit with different leg variations if you'd like. This is where I practice all my inversion training. And then bend your knees toward your forehead and then toward your ears. And roll down onto your mat, knees bent, feet on the floor. Cross your right leg all the way over the left and let both legs fall to the left. Keep your shoulders on the ground and turn your face back the other way. This is the pose of wringing out. So let's wring out any negativity that we've carried with us over the last day or weeks or months or years or lives or whatever. Breathe into letting that go so you can create space for a brand new day with all new possibilities. Take 2 more full breaths here. And then inhale to bring your legs back. We'll take the other side. Cross the other leg over and twist. Keep both shoulders grounded, and you can turn your face back the other way if that feels good. And again, breathe into letting go of old stagnant energy and creating space for new vitality. Take 2 more full breaths here. And then inhale to untwist. Happy baby. Grab your feet or your ankles or behind your knees and rock slowly side to side, to side, to side. Massage out your back and your hips. And then bring your knees to your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Squeeze, squeeze tight, squeeze. Shavasana. Rest all the way down to the ground. And find a way to be that's comfortable, where you can stay here for just a few minutes and rest and breathe. Return your awareness to your breath. Take a big breath in through your nose. Fill your lungs up all the way. Open your mouth and let it out. One more, just like that. Fill up all the way. And let it go. And wiggle your fingers and toes. Bend your knees. And roll to your left side, fetal pose. This is the pose of waking up to a brand new day. 24 hours of new opportunities and possibilities with the positive energy you just built with your practice. Use your hands to press yourself up to a seat. Come up slow. Sit however is comfortable for you. And bring your hands to your heart center. Go out into your world and take your yoga with you. Celebrate this amazing day you've been gifted by using the positive energy that you've built to make this day amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today for this yoga practice. Together we say, Namaste.